Coming up, Waycross officers are being investigated by the state.
Also, school internet won't be receiving an update anytime soon.
And Dorian Baber will give us a look at the weather, while Andrew Hageman will bring us local sports.
Your News Valdosta starts right now.
Welcome to News Valdosta. I'm Taylor Kelly.
And I'm Quenisha Claiborne. A local teen has been charged with arson following an investigation by Valdosta fire officials. The Sunday morning house fire on Louisiana Drive was allegedly set by 18-year-old Patrick Mack in the living room of the empty home. Mack was treated for burns and smoke inhalation immediately after the fire department exhausted the blaze. Following the treatment, he was transported to Valdosta Police, where he was questioned and finally charged.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is looking into the death of a 43-year-old Waycross man. Jack Lamar Robinson was shot in a police-related incident Friday night in a trailer park off of Reed Street. Robinson's family called 911 requesting assistance for his diabetes medication when the officers showed up at the man's residence. The officers report that Robinson had a knife and refused to put it down. He reportedly was shot after lunging at an officer, but the family claims that Robinson had nothing in his hand and was just shot by the officers. The officers in question have been placed on leave pending the investigation.
The annual Okefenokee Festival, which is scheduled for this Saturday, has been slightly altered this year. In the past, the city of Folkestone has held festivities that allowed patrons entry to the swamp. But since it's national park site, the park is abandoned and closed until the shutdown is over. The Okefenokee Festival is a city event that does not directly involve the national site. The city has no plans of canceling any of the events and entertainment planned for the festival, but will not offer admission to the park.
There will be some event cancellations in the Okefenokee National Refuge area. First off, Pioneer Days at the Chesser Island Homestead, which allows patrons to live a day in the life of Georgia's first settlers, has been canceled. Also on the list is the ribbon cutting of the island's historic boardwalk. The boardwalk was destroyed back in the 2011 Honey Prairie Fire, and a large ribbon-cutting ceremony was planned to take place during Pioneer Days.
The national shutdown, which has put many local citizens out of work or unable to get work, may be about to reach a climax. Today, President Obama is urging the House of Representatives to put the continuing resolution to fund the federal government to a vote. He and others hope to avoid potential government default, which is projected to hit on October 17th. CNN projects that there are enough votes in the House to reopen the government if Speaker John Boehner will bring a vote to the floor.
This year, the Lowndes County Board of Elections is urging both citizens and candidates to be aware of the rules regarding campaign signs. Key points that signs may only be placed on private property and on street and railroad rights-of-way. They cannot be attached to any form of vegetation or any light post. A complete list of guidelines can be found on the City Zoning Boarding's website.
Up next on News Valdosta, the state legislature's mistakes cost state schools.
And Dougherty County Police get a much-needed communications upgrade. Stay with us.
Danse, balance la cadence, ondule bien tes hanches, au bal du dimanche. Danse, que la fête commence, dans ma belle robe blanche, je suis ton chou.
You didn't give up on sex? Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
When every moment matters and a hand reaches out, when someone gives blood and a life is saved, that moment when heartbreak turns to hope, you're there through the American Red Cross. Every day, the Red Cross responds to nearly 200 neighborhood emergencies, and your support makes it possible. Use this moment to join us today. Visit redcross.org.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. I'm Quenisha Claiborne.
And I'm Taylor Kelly. Georgia schools are going to miss out on the largest internet upgrade in the state's history. After a legislative mix-up this past week, state colleges and all public primary and secondary schools will miss out on an updated statewide network. The current state network has been in place for 20 years. According to students at Valdosta State, the internet is too outdated and desperately needs an upgrade. Reports from the state legislature say that currently the state has no way to afford the upgrade and will attempt to work it into the next budget session.
Adobe, the company that makes Flash Player, an integral part of most every website and computer, is being noted for their major security flaws. This past week, Adobe reported a major security breach in their code, allowing hackers to slip into the user's personal data through the company's software. This coming week, Adobe is supposed to have a patch deployed for their software to bolster its security. But experts still advise taking precautions in the matter. That includes updating anti-spyware and antivirus spyware.
Dougherty County Police will receive new communication software in their cruisers. The City of Albany has approved the spending of over $1.7 million on new software designed to increase the efficiency of communication between officers and city officials. The software will tie in with the new jail communication system and should be fully operational by 2016.
A Richard Street woman is in jail today following her arrest for shoplifting yesterday afternoon. Valdosta police arrested 37-year-old Kathleen Russ after receiving a shoplifting alert at the Walmart Supercenter on Norman Drive. Reports say Russ allegedly was found with $234 in merchandise that she hadn't paid for. When police tried to apprehend her, they say she interfered with the arresting officer. Police charged Russ with 1 count of shoplifting, 1 count of interfering with an officer, and 2 outstanding warrants.
Valdosta police officers are investigating another reported armed robbery, this time in the 1700 block of Northside Drive. A 26-year-old man told investigators he was robbed by an African-American man at gunpoint about 2:30 yesterday afternoon. This follows 3 reports from last Thursday when 2 men used a gun to try and steal money and other property from men on the street.
Coming up in News Valdosta, Dorian Baber has the latest in the weather forecast.
Will we see any rain in the near future? Stay with us.
Body language. Without saying a word, it can tell you so much. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
Valdosta State University,
encouraging
in-depth inquiry,
hands-on experience,
service and involvement,
and a global view,
while offering
a beautiful residential campus,
over 100 fields of study,
graduate and online degrees,
and championship athletics,
all in a warm and friendly community.
Get connected and involved.
Do more, become more.
Valdosta State University.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. I'm ready to pull out my jackets and scarves for the fall.
What can we expect, Dorian?
Today we can expect cloudy skies with a high of 81. Humidity is currently around 84%. There's a 17% chance of rain and the winds at 8 miles per hour. Tonight we can expect low 70s and high 60s. The sun will set at 7:08 tonight. Tomorrow there are partly cloudy skies with a high of 81 degrees and a low of 57 degrees. There's a 10% chance of rain, 64% humidity, and 12 miles per hour. The UV index is a code orange with a high index of 7. This means you should limit your time outside between 11:30 and 12:30 today. Today's allergy level is 2.2, which is fairly low. Allergy sufferers shouldn't have to worry about much today. And that's it for your weather forecast. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thank you, Dorian. Coming up, we will check in with Andrew for our sports update.
And we'll take a look at other events around the Valdosta area. Stay with us.
Thank you for calling your GED Pep Talk Center. All right, now are you ready for your GED Pep Talk?
Being nervous is okay. It just shows that you're serious about getting your diploma.
All right, listen, we all need a little nudge sometimes. I don't function without coffee in the morning, but it is going to take more than a double mochaccino to help you here.
A lot of things are scary. Heck, I'm scared of clowns.
No quiero ir. Danny, no lo puedo hacer. Quiero ir. Danny, lo voy a hacer.
DMC, liking your pep talk style.
Just keeping it real, Debs. Just keeping it real.
Louder! Louder! I'm gonna get my GED! Come on! Get your GED!
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
That's low and below. Look, he's blushing. Seriously.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. Let's check in with Andrew Hageman for a look at our local sports. Andrew?
Thanks, guys. Well, folks, it's October, and that can only mean one thing here in Titletown, USA. It's time for the Wintersville Classic. This Friday, in front of what should be a capacity crowd at Martin Stadium, the Valdosta Wildcats will put their 4-1 record on the line against their crosstown rivals, the Lowndes Vikings. The Wildcats are coming off a bye, so they've had plenty of time to game plan for the Vikings and to recover from their first loss of the season 2 weeks ago against Camden County. On the opposite side of the field, this year Lowndes squad enters with a 4-2 record after a 38-30 victory against Brunswick this past Friday. Both teams will be gunning for a win and bragging rights when Football Friday rolls around. Also in football news, the Valwood Valiants went on the road to Sherwood Christian Academy and extended their perfect season with a dominant 43-7 victory. They'll be looking to keep the train rolling this Friday as they host Terrell Academy. Quarterback Seth Carlo will look to continue his strong start of the season after completing 80% of his passes for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns last week. Speaking of impressive starts, the Brooks County Trojans improved to 5-1 on the year after a nail-biter against Thomasville last week. However, the Trojans can't rest on their laurels just yet as they travel to JC Stadium to take on the Fitzgerald Purple Hurricanes on Friday. This year's Fitzgerald team isn't the force it's been in the years past, but could be looking to spring a trap if Brooks makes the mistake of overlooking them. In softball news, the Valdosta Wildcats dropped their final game of the year, losing 15-1 to Coffee County to bring an end to a down season that saw the Wildcats manage just 1 win. On a brighter note, the Lowndes County Vikettes have just completed a fantastic season that saw them win 24 games and finish the year 28th in the state. To top it all off, the Vikettes took home the Region 1 6A championship and look to be in great shape heading into the state playoffs, which begin Wednesday, October 16th. And that's it for your local sports. Back to you, Quenisha.
Thanks, Andrew. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. You can help raise awareness of this serious social problem by joining the Take a Step Walk on Saturday the 26th. The walk against domestic violence starts at 10 o'clock at Barron County Courthouse. The awareness campaign is being sponsored by the Haven and court-appointed Special Advocates for Children.
But you don't have to wait until the end of the month to take a walk. Tomorrow is International Walk to School Day. Valdosta parents, teachers, and students will be walking to school to show the need for safer walking and bicycle routes.
They hope the event will also emphasize traffic safety, protecting the environment, and physical activity among kids. To learn how you can participate, call Jennifer Steadley at the Valdosta Public School System.
Thanks for watching News Valdosta. I'm Taylor Kelly.
And I'm Quenisha Claiborne. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.